Welcome back to FootballMatrix.com Weekly Edition Podcast. I'm your host, David Lawson. Remember to follow me at the One England on Twitter. No Stefan Hosen today. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Just me going to talk about Wayne Rooney. You'd think Wayne Rooney, based on all the conversations going on, is probably one of the worst football players in the world. You think that based on all the media talk, Wayne Rooney is either a Wigan level player, should be benched, or a world class player. The fact of the matter is, and as much as it hurts me to say, Wayne Rooney is no longer a world class football player. Yes, I said it. Wayne Rooney is a fantastic football player. But for me to honestly break him down, he's no longer world class. And that may come as a shock to many people because I'm such a huge fan of his game, and I do think he still has a lot to offer Manchester United and England as he's captain of both. I do think that some of the criticism a bit over the top when you look at Wayne Rooney. I thought, with the exception of the Burnley game where he was absolutely disastrous, he could complete a pass, struggled to get on the ball, passed it 64%. It was just an absolute disastrous game. I mean, the fact that you look at it, they were playing Burnley, who's just an absolutely abysmal team. I just think that Wayne Rooney right now is being graded on a scale that he just can't live up to. Wayne Rooney is just not a world class football player. Saying that, I don't think Robin van Persie anymore is a world class football player. As I've said many times to different people over the past few months, I think Robin van Persie is a football player who is clearly on decline. The Robin van Persie that we saw his last year at Arsenal, where he was just absolutely fantastic and just dominated football games. That Robin van Persie has been in decline since then. He did have a good, really good, world-class first season at Manchester United, but that world-class level was still below his Arsenal level. Last year with injuries, dropped again, and we're seeing again is no longer Van Persie. But that's to be expected. Van Persie, 30, 31. Wayne Rooney is going to be 29 next month. Wayne Rooney so far this season, not a bad start to the season, one would say. He has 2 goals, 2 assists. He's kept the ball really well. I think keeping it at 82%, with the exception of that Burnley game. I really think his link-up play has really been good. I think his passing, in terms of his final third passing, I don't think he's making as many of those long-range switches, which would hurt his passing percentage, but at the same time would help his key pass rate. So I do think in that regard that Wayne Rooney, you're getting 2 Wayne Rooneys now. Wayne Rooney that is probably going to be a bit more patient rather than a Wayne Rooney that's going to be more expansive. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. We'll see as the season plays out. There's a lot of calls for Wayne Rooney to be dropped. Those calls are absolutely stupid. Wayne Rooney should start every football game for Manchester United right now until something changes. I think he's a better football player than Van Persie is right now, and I do think that he's a better football player than Falcao. We saw Falcao play recently. People have to remember Falcao is coming off of a knee injury. Falcao is also new to the English Premier League. It's going to take him a while to adjust. Wayne Rooney should be fine. Wayne Rooney, I definitely feel, should concentrate on being a striker. I still think that Wayne Rooney has a good eye for goal, not a great eye for goal, as his goal scoring record over the years has proven. He'll have a good season and a bad season. He goes hot and cold. He's a type of player that likes to mix industry with artistry. When artistry is low, his industry will try and make up the difference. As I said before, Wayne Rooney is a top-class football player. Wayne Rooney's inability over the years to really develop enough skills on the ball and that quick footwork really forced him to be with the player that he is now, where later on in his career he can't depend on his physical energy because he just doesn't have it. He's just played far too many games. I do think that once Wayne Rooney shows his best playing position as a striker for the rest of the season, we will see Manchester United take off. I do think this Manchester United team, along with Wayne Rooney, will have a good season, will finish in the top 4, unless Van Gaal completely continues to do stupid things like play Ashley Young at left back and play Valencia, who's just a woeful football player at right back. Those 2 players need to go. And Wayne Rooney, play him as a centre forward. He's smart enough. He's still a top-class football player. I think he can get 17 to 20 goals in the English Premier League season, as he did last season. Last season, he got 17 goals. Had one really bad month of February after he was injured in January. But to be fair, The only big game that Wayne Rooney played really well in was against Arsenal. And let us be fair, every every good player plays well against Arsenal. And that's not a diss to Gunners fans. That's just the truth. Arsenal allows everyone to play really well. Wayne Rooney needs to quiet his critics this week, though. He definitely needs a goal because there's nothing that quiets critics like a goal, as Cristiano Ronaldo has proven time and time again. You don't really need the all-around performance. You just need the goal because once you have that goal, people quiet down. People can always say that you have that end product. And I believe that that will be the case this weekend. I expect Wayne Rooney to score this weekend, and I expect Wayne Rooney to be a striker. And with one matter behind, I still think Van Persie and Falcao will fight out for that second spot. If Falcao is as good as they say he is, I am not as high on him as others. I think he too is a top class player. I don't think he's a world class football player. Had two really good seasons at Atletico Madrid. But a player of Falcao's ability for me is mostly just a goal scorer, similar to Diego Costa, who I wouldn't call a world-class football player either. That may get a lot of flack from many people, but as I said, people can tend to overrate goals. Even I can do it from time to time. But unless you're scoring at a rate of Cristiano Ronaldo, where you're just scoring so much goals that just completely can nullify many of your limitations, which Falcao did, scored 20 plus goals in 2 seasons at Atletico Madrid. But a lot of those goals were also, Europa Cup, and he was playing for an Atletico Madrid, which has proven time and time again. You just put a striker in there, and they will produce. You saw it with Aguero, you saw it with Forlan, and we saw it with Costa last year. So overall game, I wouldn't put him at world class either. So Manchester United, to be fair, they have 3 top class centre forwards. I think Mata is a top class midfielder, top class 10, so that should go. And Di Maria is the best football player on the team. He's a one world class player on the team. And the Herrera is a very good football player, had a very good season last year at Bilbao. I expect him to grow. Blind is a good football player. And that spine of the team in midfield and attack should be more than enough to get Manchester United to the promised land, which is a Champions League. And Wayne Rooney, back to him one last time. Wayne Rooney, fantastic football player. People need to just get off his back. Stop questioning every single thing that he does, every missed pass, every missed shot, every quarrel. Like, the guy is a top class football player. He scored 2 goals so far this season. He has 2 assists. I think that he will continue to deliver. Anyway, this has been footballmatrix.com weekly edition podcast. Been away for a little bit. Glad to be back. From now on, they'll all be on YouTube. I'm not going to be mixing them down. So those of you who are fans of the music, sorry, hopefully I can find a way to incorporate the music in the YouTube podcast. If you're not a fan of the music, well, I'm sorry. I want music in the podcast. And remember, check us out Beyond 90 Minutes Facebook, or you can check me out on @The One England. All right. Peace.